What is up, my fellow gamers? In today's video, we got our legendary player tier list in NBA Infinite. Like and sub for more amazing gaming content. Oh man, this one, everyone's been waiting for this. This is the last rarity that we have to do, and I'm sure there's going to be some people crying in the comments. As always, tier lists are opinionated. You may or may not agree with what I say in this video. So let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, so details. So first one we got is Joel the Process Embiid. We're also going to have a market watch later today because the market has been crazy. So we're going to go over that later. So make sure you don't miss out on that one as well. But Embiid is a pretty decent one. I think he's a solid pick for the fact that everyone, you know, depending on what you chose for your 14-day Infinite event, you could get like 5 copies of him for free. Well, 4 copies, and then you do the 99-cent pack, and then you choose him. But this is going to be my first legendary that I'm going to max out because you get so many copies of him for free that it's really easy to rank him up. Overall, he's really good for defense, really good for offense interior. Not really that great at shooting, but down low, if you can master the post moves with Embiid, you will dominate, specifically his strength. Tons of easy mismatches down low on the post. If you're going up against another team and they don't have a true center who has a high enough strength, you can literally just push their player like 3 feet away from you because of his strength in the post-up move, and you immediately just have enough space to do an easy shot in the paint or even just drive and dunk. So for Embiid, we're going to go ahead. We're putting him in the A because I think he is a solid pick. So just to go briefly over our tier list, we have the LeBron James. This is LeBron's own ranking. Then we have S, A, and B. Now I want to just also mention that even though I'm going to put some of these legendaries in the B, it doesn't necessarily mean that I think that they're like really bad. Any legendary that you see me put in the B, it's kind of hard to rank them in this category. I think all the legendaries are great, right? I think all of them are unique and they all have their own specific play style and, you know, certain things that they're good at. So if you see me put somebody in the B, don't think that they're horrible and you shouldn't play them. They're still amazing and they're definitely worth building out. Next one we have is Jayson Tatum. Speaking of B, this is actually going to be the first player we're going to put in the B. He's got his offensive player, 3-pointer, and man defense. He's got that pinpoint precision, which is pretty good. I like this. The fact that the shot contest resistance is pretty decent at that 7%. Really a good offensive threat. However, I feel like there are a little bit better at legendaries than him that like do a little bit more. Not going to be stealing the ball or blocking, but his defense is good. So he's going to be staying with his man that he's guarding. He's not going to get like that dizzy spell on him very easily. He's going to, you know, play good man defense. Shooting wise, it's not bad. Mid-range is pretty decent. It's about average. 3-pointer is way what I would say above average. Strength is good for being a small forward. I like that his strength is pretty high. Next one we got is Dame time, Damian Lillard. Another offensive player driving 3-pointer. You got the high noon closing time. The closing time dominance is very unique and it's very niche. So his field goal percentage increases in the last 6 seconds of the shot clock. So, you know, if you're struggling to score, that's the only time this is really going to play. You really never want to be running out of time on the shot clock, which is kind of like, you know what I mean? And the last 30 seconds of the game, if his team is losing or the score is tied, his field goal percentage increases even more. So really, a lot of the times it's like you almost have to be in a sense of losing to really get the full effect of this. And you really never want to be in that, you know, consideration of losing. You never are like, I don't know, Damian Lillard in this game, it feels like you almost want to play to lose or play to like be down so that you can take more advantage of this, or you want to like draw out the shot clock a lot more. And you know what I mean? And it's like, if you have an open shot, take the open shot. So it's very unique to him, but overall the play style, it just feels like, you know, you never want to be in that predicament. You always want to like score as soon as you have an opportunity. So for that instance, I'm putting him in the B. I think he's still like a really good player though. His shooting is amazing. You're gonna be knocking down threes. He is though a defensive liability. Stealing's bad, blocking's bad, defense is bad, rebounding is bad. So you're really not going to get any defensive production from him, which is another reason why that, you know, I had to put him in the B. Next one we got is Steph Curry. Now this one is honestly, this one's insane. His 3-point shooting is just ridiculous at like a base rank 1, close to 800. When you get him like to rank 4, rank 5, it gets insanely ridiculous. He's also very, very fast, good dribbling, good passing. Defense is not bad. You have about average defense with about an average stealing, not going to be rebounding, but overall his long range expert dominance skill is just ridiculous. The fact that your 3-point field goal is going to increase by a percentage, but your shot distance weakening resistance also is 10% at that level 1. And at level 3, it's 15. So you can pretty much just jack up threes super far away, and you're pretty much almost always going to make him. So for this instance, I'm putting Curry. I believe he's like an S. I think he's really, really insanely amazing in this game. Next one we got is LeBron James. Now this one, you don't really have to say too much about that. He's going in his own category. I think he's arguably currently the best player in the game. Is Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is another one I'm putting in the S. I think Giannis is like, his Euro step dunk is ridiculous. It's awesome. If you can pull off the Euro step dunk, it's really hard to stop. His dominance, unstoppable. He can more easily dunk and avoid getting blocked. He's just really hard to stop, like driving. He instantly just, you drive with him and you just dunk, and pretty much your opponent can't do anything about it. Potentially he can like guard and keep up with like small forwards and shooting guards who are fast. In fact, he's even faster than a lot of the guards in this game. The fact that, you know, that's one of the big telling points of making him an S, is he's so fast. So he can easily just blow by people. We're going ahead, we're putting him in the S right there. Next one we have is Joker, aka Jokic. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put Joker Man in S. Now the thing with him is he's an all-around pick and roll 3-pointer, but I think a lot of people just don't play him right. You really need to have a lot of coordination to really take advantage of his like offensive engine and like the pick and roll, the gaining the move speed, the overall field goal percentages, and then his dominance with the captain's order. Goes ahead and gains field goal percentage increase after receiving a pass. When he makes a good pass, his teammate will also gain the extra field goal percentage. So you really need to have a lot of communication. Using him with a bunch of randoms is tough, because you're going to be trying to set a screen to trigger your offensive engine exclusive skill. They're not going to take the pick. They're going to run around, like, you know what I mean? Like if you have a really good solid team with comms, you can go ahead and you can really dominate with Joker. Right now, the game doesn't have the ability to kind of steal or intercept a pass. So that is another thing that I just want to mention, that when they go ahead and they put that intercept ability in the game where you can actually steal people's passes, because they're still working on it. It was, I believe, in the beta, but then they removed it for global launch because it was a bit clunky. But once they go ahead and they fully implement that into this global launch, our official servers, the tier lists definitely change a lot. Players that are good at passing, they get a huge bump in the tier list. Right now, passing doesn't really do anything because there's no real ability, to go ahead and steal a pass. Next one we got is Kevin Durant. This one, I think he's really good. I'm not going to put him in the S though. I think he's definitely better than the B. The drag and drive is, it's pretty crazy. This contested area is reduced by an amount of feet. You also have your drive movement. When using an exclusive shot, your mid-range goes up, your shot contest resistance goes up. his exclusive overall is just really, really strong. So I think, you know, he's better than someone like Dame who has no defense. You know, Jayson Tatum's defense is like, he can guard, but he can't really block shots or anything. But overall, I think Kevin Durant's like an A for me. I think he's another one who's like about an average, like solid, legendary player. Next one we got is Kawhi Leonard. Now he feels like a better version of Paul George. Like he feels like he's like the legendary version of Paul George with his exclusive clamp down. Now this I think is ridiculously amazing. So what it does is he has a chance of forcing a gather after he collides with a ball handler on the outside. So what that means is when you go ahead and you have that like collision effect when the opponent is trying to drive on you and you kind of stop them and then they get that like they collide and they stutter back, you're going to have a higher chance to make them stop their dribble so that they can't drive anymore and they're basically like stuck. So they either got to shoot it or pass it, and obviously they're not going to shoot it because you're going to be right up on them. So I think this is such an amazing skill, the fact that you're able to just stop their dribble, stop them in their tracks is so good. You also have stuff like your steal rate is going to be increased. Occupying the opponent's contested area increases the shot contest by a percentage per second, and it can stack up to 5 times. So that alone, I mean, he's an absolute amazing on the defense. His mid-range ability improves when facing the defender. So overall, he's really good defensively, and he also has a little bit of a mid-range jumper as well. Better than, I would say he's better than Embiid, better than Durant in the A. I'd give him like an A+. Moving along, the next one we got is AD Anthony Davis. This is another one that I'm gonna go ahead and I'm putting him in the A. I love his skyscraper exclusive ability. But overall, he's just an absolute insanely dominant big man for defense. If you take a look at his stats really quick at a rank 1, his block is ridiculously high for rank 1. His defense, his rebounding, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm putting him in the A. I think he's really hard between him and Embiid. It's like him and Embiid are like kind of neck and neck. I would say maybe he's a little bit better than Embiid, but it's tough though because Embiid is decent at scoring. But AD I think is way better defensively than Embiid. Next one we got is James Harden, the beard. This one is a tough one for me to rank. He's like a A- B+ because he's such a defensive liability. All right, like he is insanely strong at scoring. All right, we know that. His step back shuffle exclusive is ridiculous. He basically does a step back twice, which, you know, it's already hard to defend against one single regular step back. Imagine a double step back. And he also has his quick foot dominance, which, you know, his layup ability against the defense after driving increases. His step back shot ability also increases. So, you know, he's going to be shooting the lights out of the ball, but that's all he brings. He does have good passing and dribbling. You know, I feel like he's better than Jayson Tatum and Damian Lillard, though. I definitely feel like he's better than them two, but his defensive like liability, just for me, it's hard to put him in the A. Like I'm gonna put him in the A, but I just feel like he's such a defensive liability, which is, you know, a big issue. When we got is Luka. He is gonna be one that I'm gonna put in the B for now. But once we have more players that have that ability to go ahead and intercept passes a lot easier and stuff, he's going to be extremely valuable. Right now, I don't think he's that great. He has stuff like his pass skill effect and the open pass skill effect. Right here, they're good percentages. 3-point shooting is decent. Mid-range shooting is good. Other than that, his stats are like okay. And the final one we have is Devin Booker. He's another one who's just kind of like more of an offensive threat, good for shooting, and that's it. You know, again, another one who's like really well below average for defense. All right, so that is my personal tier list for the legendary players. We'll do an updated tier list once we are able to go ahead and intercept those passes, and then when new players are introduced into the game, because we are going to get some new players this month. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe. I'll see y'all later. Peace.